gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. Pro Wrestling March Madness. You're thinking, what? What's this dude on? Alright, I've been wanting to do this for a while now. How can I mesh March Madness, NCAA basketball with pro wrestling? And make it legit, you know? So I'm like, okay, here's what I came up with. I'm using the same bracket as March Madness. 16, we have 4 brackets. We have East, Midwest, South, and West. I have superstars in 1 through 64. So 1 through 4 is number 1 in each bracket. How do I come up with a unbiased way of ranking these guys? I can't fly around the world and watch every professional wrestling show there is and company and wrestler and know the good ones, the bad ones, and the shitty ones. There's a guy that does, though. Dave Meltzer, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Every fall, August-ish every year, he comes out with his PWI 500. He ranks 500 wrestlers from 1 to 500. Well, in the years that I've seen him do this and followed it, he was right on some, he was wrong on some, he's stupid on some, he's great on some. To each their own. He does it based on that year. So from July to July or whatever date range he uses, and he ranks them based on that. So I took the PWI 500, thank you Dave Meltzer for that, mind you, and I took the top 64 names and bracketed them out. So obviously each bracket has 1 through 4. So each bracket, we have 1 through 4 on the PW 500, Okada, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. So I just bracketed them out that way. So my number 1 seed is the East, my number 2 seed is the South, 3 seed went to the Midwest, and the 4 seed went to the West. So what I'll do during the NCAA tournament is, in the East, whoever wins between the 8 seed and the 9 seed, that's who wins here. So if the 8 seed wins, Pete Dunne would win. If the 9 seed wins, Cody would win. You know, the 5-12 matchup. You always have upsets every year. 12 seed upsets a 5 seed. So in the East, if the 12 seed wins, my 12 seed wins. So we take it down to the finals. So whatever, maybe there's all 14 seeds in the finals from each division, or whatever you want to call them. So each bracket. So then my 14 seeds would face off. It's something fun, kind of, between pro wrestling and March Madness. Alright, we're going to run down what the first round matchups would be. You know, tomorrow, March 11th, is Selection Sunday for the March Madness. Today is Selection Saturday for the Pro Wrestling March Madness. Alright, in the East, the 116 matchup. Kusaka Okada versus Trevor Lee. In the 8-9 matchup, we have Pete Dunne versus the American Nightmare, Cody. In the 5-12, Christopher Daniels, Fallen Angel, versus the Woken, Matt Hardy. In the 4-13, we had the Viper, Randy Orton, versus the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. In the 6-11, we have Will Ospreay versus Sami Zayn. In the 3-14, we have Bobby Roode versus Bobby Fish. In the 7-10 matchup, we have Brock Lesnar and Alberto El Patron. And then in the 2-15 matchup, we have Kenny Omega and Drew McIntyre. And note the 1-2 in this bracket. Okada, Omega. 1-2 in this bracket. That's the way it fell because Okada is 1 overall. Omega was 5th in the PWI 500. So in the West, so the winner of the East will play the winner of the West. We have 116 Roman Reigns and Pentagon Dark. 8-9 Dolph Ziggler, EC3. The 5-12 Kushida versus Takahashi. The 4-13 Seth Rollins versus Jay Lethal. 6-11 Johnny Mundo versus Rusev. The 3-14 Tetsu Naito versus Sheamus. The 7-14 Finn Balor versus Nick Jackson, and the 2-15 Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. There was one change made from the top 64 on the PWI 500. I took out Rich Swann from that and added in So I took Rich Swann out because it should have been Rich Swann versus Nato. I pulled Swann out because of his legal issues. I did not want him a part of my tournament. And then I just went to the next available, which was Sheamus. So at the end of the day, Pinnock and Dark got added as the 16th seed in the West. So if you go looking through the top 64, I don't want someone to come back and go, dude, you missed Rich Swann. I didn't want Rich Swann on here. My personal preference, it's my bracket. In the Midwest, we have a 116 matchup of Kevin Owens and one to note in the West, the 1-2 matchup, if it came to that, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, all three Shields in the same bracket. So the Midwest, 116, Kevin Owens, the Brian Kendrick. 8-9, Marty Scurll and TJP. The 5-12 is John Cena and Yamato. 4-13, Bray Wyatt and Jeff Hardy. 6-11, Katsuhiro Shibata versus Mark Haskins. The 3-14, Neville and Moose. Some crazy matchups doing this. 7-10, Eddie Edwards and Tanahashi. The 2-15 matchup, Samoa Joe and Austin Aries. Note the 1-2, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. And then the final bracket, the South. 116 is AJ Styles versus Hiroki Goto. The 8-9, Jinder Mahal versus Braun Strowman. The 5-12, Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet. The 4-13, Adam Cole, baby! Versus Tyler Bate. The 6-11, Chris Jericho versus Matt Jackson. The 3-14, The Miz versus Cesaro. The 7-10, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kyle O'Reilly. The 2-15, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Big E. Note, the 1 and 2, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. It's just a paper bracket, and we're going to go with whatever wins in the NCAA. So, like I said, if it's a 4-13, the 13 upsets a 4 in the East, the 13 moves on. So, just seeing the variety of different matches we'll see in this, I think will be interesting to do. So, probably after next weekend, probably after the first weekend, because we'll have the round of 64, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday will be the round of 32. And then before we get to Sweet 16, I'll update this and do this again. And then we'll, that way I'm not trying to do all the videos for that on top of this, top of other videos I want to do, the Road to WrestleMania. Just every day there'll probably be a video or two going up on Robert Sports Show. Today there'll actually be 3. Make sure you check them all out. We'll have the Ring of Honor 16th Anniversary Show review. That'll be followed by the Evolve 100 review, which took place February 8th, I believe it was. And then finally today was the Pro Wrestling March Madness. So make sure you check out all those shows on Robert Sports Show. If you want to see my opinion on something else, right or wrong, leave a comment. Say, hey, dude, you're an asshole. You're stupid, whatever. That's fine too. Or say, hey, I want to see your take on blah, blah, blah. I'm going to try to do some more topic type videos coming up. And other forms of sports, baseball, basketball, hockey. I do have my opinion on the MLB salaries and the possible talk of strike next year due to the lack of big money free agents being signed this year. As we know, Mike Moustakas turned down a $17.5 million a year contract with the Kansas City Royals months ago to re-sign for a 1-year deal at $6.5 million. With a second-year team option. So there's been some talk of a possible strike in 2019-2020. So I got some opinions on that. So yeah, so a lot of stuff going on Robert Sports Show. But as always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports town content.